What's up, YouTube? Apocalyptic P. We're back again, looking at two new figures today. We're checking out the Flashback WCW Scott Hall from Elite 51 and the new Series 54 Elite Charlotte Flair. First off, let's take a look at the Scott Hall. Alright, so I had purchased this figure a few months ago. I have yet to get around to opening it. I figured, hey, the Raw 25th anniversary is coming up pretty soon. Let's take a look at a legend, a very important legend in my mind, and a lot of others. So this is from the Series 51. It is a flashback. You do get a few accessories, as you can see, some sunglasses, sleeveless t-shirt, spray can, picture on the side of the box, and his NWO shirts. And the back there, looking at the stats. So very important with this figure is you see his ring attire. It says Bash at the Beach, July 7th, 1996. That's super important, especially just coming from the standpoint of the wrestling business in general. You know, that was a pivotal moment in wrestling. That was when the outsider Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, came over to WCW, got Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania on board. He turned, switched to Hollywood Hogan, ditched the bright colors, turned all black. You know, they started the New World Order, NWO. Again, that pay-per-view, very, very important. Like I said, I think pivotal moment for sports entertainment, wrestling, the business. Most of you people, if you've never seen that pay-per-view, if you were too young or maybe not even born yet for that pay-per-view, you all have the network out there. Go on WWE Network, find Bash at the Beach, 1996. Click on it, watch that last match, the ending. I mean, that's something that every wrestling fan, I think, should experience and see. Again, taking someone who is so iconic and so big as Hulk Hogan, and in his ways is say your prayers, eat your vitamins, you know, so just good guy persona, and then to take that and turn that bad. Just the reaction of the fans, just the reaction when it happened, your jaw dropped to the ground when you saw that happen. So let's stop talking and take it out of the box here and give it a look. Alright folks, and here it is out of the package. First up, let's check out the accessories really quick. It does come with a sleeveless t-shirt. It does say NWO in white, New World Order there. And nothing on the back. You do get a pair of his black shades. There. And you do get a spray can. It's a white spray can as an accessory. So they were known to spray paint a lot, especially NWO on everything. But usually they did it in black. So don't know why they gave you a white can. Alright, here is the figure itself. So it does come with your piece of diorama back there. It looks like it's a bunch of boxes. Someone must have been doing a bunch of Amazon ordering back there. Looks like my living room after Christmas there. But here is the figure, and boy did it not disappoint. Let's take a look at the head scan. We did look at the Razor Ramon, which was his WWF character. They had the defining moments. We took a look at that a while back. It had an awesome head scan, awesome detail with the hair. The face, he was smiling more in that one. This one, they just made more grinning, it looks like. We'll get a better close-up. There you go. So there's better close up there, the head scan, the face detail. Again, pretty similar to the Defining Moments Razor Ramon, except this one here, the eyebrows are a little bit different. And again, his mouth is closed and he's just kind of grinning, whereas the Defining Moments, his mouth was open, you saw a lot more teeth. A little bit different hairstyle in this one too. They still have the hair curl coming down the front, but it's more slicked back into a ponytail in the back there. So as we make our way down, he does have a hairy chest detail. He has his black Outsiders vest on with the red blood dripping paint on the top. You see Outsiders in the back. Same thing with the trunks. Outsiders along the sides of the back. Got the red dripping on the trunks. And as we make our way down, he does have the black knee pads with, again, the red kind of blood looking design coming down the front of the knee pads. Red boots, the black shoelaces. For that, he does have 2 elbow pads, and they also have a little bit of the red blood design on the left. Nothing on the right. Yeah, so as far as detail in the attire goes, I mean, they nailed it. I was always a huge fan of this Outsiders attire for Scott Hall. Again, with the black and the red blood dripping paint come down. I always thought that looked cool. That was a neat look. You get the detail in the back of the vest here with a little bit of a belt loop around back. So yeah, I mean, I think that they nailed the look of this figure, detail-wise with that. So let's take a look at his his tank top. We'll throw the glasses, put the spray can in his hand, see how that looks. Alright, here he is. He's got his NWO sleeveless tee on. He's got his black shades on. He's just looking a little too sweet, if you ask me. Now, the big issue, not big issue, it's a little issue. It's probably the only issue I have with this figure. 2 things. They give you a spray can. Like I said, they're known for spray paint and NWO and everything, but they always use black spray paint. They give you a white spray can. Okay, that's not a big deal. But he can't hold the spray can. They gave you a closed fist on the left side. They give you a very small open hand on the right, but the can won't go in his hand. It won't open enough to fit the spray can in there, so he cannot hold the spray can. Can't use the spray can in his hand. That's a very weird issue to have. So I guess it just sits beside him. So almost pointless including this as an accessory. But like I said, minor issue, and really the only issue I have, I think, with this figure. So if I have to review this, it's getting a very high score. Again, same thing with like the Braun Strowman I just recently reviewed. I kind of look at the story behind the figure, what was going on at that time, you know, what it represents, also how the figure itself looks. So reviewing this figure, again, looking at the Bash of the Beach pay-per-view, that moment, what it meant for wrestling, you know, the attire, I dig the attire. You get the extra t-shirt, the glasses, the spray can. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And really the only thing I can really pick it apart for is that spray can. I don't know why it's white. I don't know why it doesn't fit in his hand. Other than that, figure's amazing. Highly recommend it. Again, if you haven't seen the Bash of the Beach 96 pay-per-view and don't really know what happened there, go back on the network, check it out, watch that end match. Highly recommend it. So again, 9.5 out of 10. Scott Hall, Elite Series 53, 51? Elite Series 51. Alright, moving on. Next figure we're looking at, it's the Elite Series 54 Charlotte Flair. So, another little story about this one. Supposedly the rumors were going around that this was going to be a Defining Moments figure, and then for some reason it got moved just to an Elite. I think it would have worked out better if they kept it as a Defining Moments. I mean, they could have kept the same figure, but I do think when you look at this Flair, Charlotte Flair, compared to the recent Ric Flair Defining Moments that came out in the back here, with his robe, the story behind that, and the follow-up was having his daughter have a defining moment where she came out basically in what is similar to his type of robe. The moment, it's WrestleMania, Dallas, the biggest WrestleMania to date. They're getting a new women's division title, so they're kind of throwing away the whole Divas era. They're starting this new women's revolution. Huge triple threat match. And I think that would have been a very good setup package deal for a Defining Moments. For some reason they canceled it, and that's the rumor, and it got moved to just an Elite. But other than that, let's move that aside. Let's look at the figure. So again, you got the new packaging. Let's open it up here and give it a look. So this has a little bit tie strip on the back, which is the first I've seen these used. Usually it's the gum band kind of thing you just cut, stretches. This is actually like a tie you can take out. There is a gum band at the bottom there. Let's cut that. And there is. So careful, this is the same way with the Ric Flair. There's these little clips that the robe's kind of tied to, so be careful not to. Alright, here she is out of the box. So again, this is the updated diorama art, so no more just static images, background images. You do get an actual painting of Charlotte in the back there. So again, that's kind of new. They started doing that. Put that back there. Alright, let's take a close up here. So again, this is the first Charlotte figure I owned. I wasn't quite a big fan of the previous ones she came out with, her basics, or the ones with the battle pack with her and Sasha. But this one here, I think looks a lot better. So that's just kind of a look at the robe. Let's take the robe off here. So it just velcros right in front. So that was a little bit tougher to get off than I kind of thought. It's because they made it really tight up here in the waist and in the back and the chest area. They made this really tight to fit in. So you do have to kind of stretch it to get up past her arms to get off. So a little bit tougher than I thought. But here's a close-up of the robe. Same thing with the detail, like I said, on the Ric Flair Defining Moments. A lot of detail with the sparkle on the inside and around the robe. As we go around, not as much as it was on the Flair, but still you get the Flair in the top there, whole way around. But still a really awesome robe. Looks really good. Like I said, a little tight to get on, but probably so when it's on, it fits her really slim and top's not real bulky and baggy. So that's kind of cool that they made it fit that way, because that's how it should. But again, once I put this on, probably won't be taking it off again. Just because I don't want to rip it, as you do have to kind of pull a little bit tight there. So here's the figure with the robe off. So again, like I said, this is my first Charlotte. I didn't think her past figures did a good job of especially with the face detail. I think this one does a little better. You do have the glitter around her eye there on the left that she wore. So there is a couple of paint defects on mine. There's one up in the hair here, a little paint smudge. There's one down here in her leg, a blue kind of paint smudge crossed. There's another one I noticed somewhere too, so a little messy, but nothing too bad to complain about. Going down, she does have her tattoos on her arm. So she's got that on her right forearm, a tattoo down there. And we move around, she's got the little heart tattoo on her left arm. And moving down, you do see some tattoos on her side there, on her stomach. Some words, and then what looks like to be a symbol on her other side there. So a little bit of tattoo work. You can see her attire is just the blue with the kind of white silver dots to match her robe. Crosses in the back. She's got black knee pads on and just black simple boots. Again, I think they could improve a little bit on the face. Still doesn't quite look a lot like her, but better than the ones I've recently seen. I do like the little detail of the sparkle along her eye there on the side. So that's close up of that. So yeah, let's get her robe back on here. Let's just kind of look at hers and compare it to her dad's. And here we have side-by-side look at Ric Flair defining moments that we looked at. Came out earlier this year. And his daughter, Charlotte Flair. I mean, these two side by side, what a great set right here. You kind of have a defining moment, career kind of ending moment. It is career ending moment for Ric Flair. And then his daughter. But hers is kind of a, you could say, career starting moment. You know, WrestleMania 33, the new women's title. So side by side, that's just going to look awesome on your shelf. Awesome to display. So yeah, I do highly recommend this Charlotte Flair Elite 54. 9 out of 10. Again, like we talked with the Scott Hall, I think the moment it represents. I do think that it was supposed to be defining moments. They got pushed into an Elite. Takes a little bit away from it because it would have been an awesome defining moment figure. I think they could do a little bit more work with the face scan, the detail, and there was a few paint smudges on mine. But aside from that, highly recommend the Charlotte Flair Elite 54. And there we go, folks. We looked at Scott Hall Elite 51 Flashback and the new Charlotte Flair Elite 54. Both highly recommended. 9.5 for the Hall, 9 out of 10 for the Flair. Little hint, you might be seeing these pretty soon again. We'll see. But if you like that video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in your comments below what you think, if they should have kept the Flair in defining moments, or if it was okay being pushed to an Elite. If that makes a big difference for you or not. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my channel. Got lots of other unboxings, videos on there. More to come, so stay tuned. We'll see you then.